What would you do if the person you trusted most turned their back on you in your darkest hour? For Ethan, that question wasn't hypothetical. It was midnight on his 18th birthday, and his mother, my sister Clara, stood in the doorway of their small suburban home, her face cold as stone. "You're an adult now," she said, her voice sharp. "You're on your own." The door slammed shut, leaving Ethan alone on the porch with nothing but a backpack and the weight of betrayal. Clara had always been strict, her love tangled with control. She believed in tough lessons, enforcing independence, but this was different. This was cruel. Ethan was a good kid, quiet, thoughtful, the kind who'd mow the neighbor's lawn without being asked. He wasn't perfect. He'd skipped a few classes, argued with Clara about his future, but nothing justified this. I'd watched their fights escalate over the years, Clara's frustration with Ethan's indecision about college clashing with his dreams of becoming a musician. She saw his guitar as a symbol of rebellion. He saw it as his soul. That night, Ethan didn't cry. He didn't bang on the door or beg. Instead, he walked. The streets were silent, the air biting. His sneakers scuffed against the pavement as he headed toward the only place he could think of, the community center where he'd spent countless hours volunteering. It was closed, but the back door was always left unlocked for late-night staff. Ethan slipped inside, found a corner in the storage room, and curled up on a pile of old blankets. He didn't sleep. He thought. He planned. By morning, Ethan had made a decision. He wouldn't let his mother's rejection define him. He'd show her and everyone else what he was capable of. The community center had a small stage, used for local events, and Ethan had performed there once, a shy acoustic set that had earned him a few claps and a lot of courage. He approached the center's director, Ms. Larson, a kind woman with a knack for seeing potential. "I need a chance," Ethan told her, his voice steady despite the circles under his eyes. "Let me organize a concert. For the kids here. For free." Ms. Larson hesitated, then nodded. Ethan poured himself into the project. He spent days calling local musicians, begging them to perform for no pay, promising it was for a good cause. He designed flyers on an old library computer, handed them out at school, and posted them on every bulletin board in town. He didn't tell anyone about Clara, didn't mention the midnight eviction. He just worked. Word spread, and soon, the community rallied. A local bakery donated snacks, a print shop offered free programs. Ethan's quiet determination was contagious. The night of the concert, the community center was packed. Kids from the after-school program sat cross-legged in front, their parents in folding chairs behind them. Ethan took the stage last, his guitar slung across his chest. He didn't speak much, just introduced each song with a quiet sincerity that silenced the room. His final piece, a haunting ballad about finding light in darkness, left the audience in tears. When he finished, the applause was deafening. Ms. Larson announced that the concert had raised enough donations to fund the center's music program for a year. Ethan had done it not for himself, but for others. Clara was there. I'd convinced her to come, though she'd resisted. She sat in the back, her face unreadable. When Ethan stepped off the stage, she approached him, her eyes wet. "I didn't know," she whispered. Ethan looked at her, not with anger, but with something heavier disappointment. "You didn't ask," he said softly. He walked away, back to the kids who were chanting his name, leaving Clara to face her shame. In the weeks that followed, Ethan didn't return home. He stayed with a friend, worked part-time at the center, and kept writing music. The concert became a local legend, a story of a kid who turned pain into purpose. Clara changed too. She started therapy, began to unravel her need for control. She apologized to Ethan, but he wasn't ready to forgive. Not yet. He was building his own life, one note at a time. Ethan's story spread beyond our town, a testament to resilience. He didn't just survive that midnight betrayal, he transformed it. He showed us all that the greatest response to rejection isn't revenge, it's rising above, lifting others as you climb. And in that quiet strength, Ethan shamed not just Clara, but anyone who'd ever doubted the power of a determined heart.